Hi folks, William Stillman, Psychic Medium. I'm back, but this time I'm going to be posting something a little bit different as a departure from my usual videos. I do have more Gettysburg videos coming, but today I wanted to address the topmost pressing question that I get asked as a psychic medium, and that is, how do I find a man? How do I find romance? How do I find love? How do I find enduring love? These questions are asked by women of all ages and a few guys. And I thought I would take a moment to give some insight and perspective on this topic. And I suspect that this will also be a series because I don't think that I can communicate all that I would wish to in a single video. So the first step toward understanding why love has eluded you is to take stock of and assess your own family history in the spirit of being aware of breaking old patterns and bad habits in family history. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about you being a product of your own environment, your upbringing, the life experiences that you've had, and the dynamics within your own family unit. So for example, if you grew up in a family that was stable, that your parents were interested and involved in who you are, what you do, they were fair and reasonable when it came to discipline, they showed up at events and activities, and it was a reasonably happy and contented childhood. It stands to reason that you would also be in relationships that would be in keeping with the kind of confidence and self-esteem that type of upbringing instills in someone. Conversely, if in family history there's been a long history of folks with mental emotional health issues, physical health issues. Oftentimes what I have found in family history is that people who are not diagnosed with official mental health diagnoses tend to self-medicate, and they do that through alcohol, nicotine, overeating, gambling, spending money frivolously on things that they don't need. And so what happens is then you become genetically vulnerable and predisposed to experiencing all of those sorts of issues yourself, and then, as you probably know, you have the potential to pass that on to your own children. Now, when you grow up in a family unit that is dysfunctional, then, for example, you have a mom who is alcoholic herself, or very depressed, or very indifferent. You have a father who is maybe completely absentee, or perhaps a serial cheater, then that tends to influence and affect your perspectives on potential mates of your own. And so it would be very easy then for someone to portray themselves as a victim and to play the victim card, almost as if you are entitled to misbehave, or you are entitled to be cynical or judgmental because look at what you came through. But that's an explanation, not an excuse. It's not an excuse for bad behavior. And I have to tell you, the clients that are able to conquer and overcome the obstacles presented by their earliest beginnings are the ones who experience the most brilliant and beautiful evolution within their own lives. When you are full of self-loathing, low self-esteem, you're lacking in confidence, this is not rocket science. You are emitting very low frequency, low energy vibes that you are putting out there. And then you have the great potential to be attracting to you comparable energies, similar energies. Likewise, the more you raise yourself up, the more you evolve, the more you break patterns in family history, you stop cycles in behavior, and you you commit to creating a transformation, then you will attract to you similar energies in the form of healthy relationships, because you're attracting to you healthy individuals. It's very interesting to me, the women that continue to attract to them over and over the same types of men. The men who are themselves serial cheaters, the men who are alcoholics or drug addicts or just not nice people. And when I am in session with them, more often than not, the deceased father, who had been all of those things as well, you see there's a theme here of attracting men who are versions of your own father, the deceased father will also come through to communicate his great regret, his remorse. Oftentimes they will ask to be forgiven, but they're not asking for themselves. They're asking so that my client can be relieved of the guilt and the pressure she is carrying for the hate, and that's a strong word, the hate, the indifference, the estrangement created in the relationship with her own father. These men also say, very interesting, they also tend to say, I didn't take my penis with me. They say it oftentimes in much more colorful terms than that, but very curious to me how they are granted a new perspective absent their human form. They always say, I have new lenses. I see clearly. I see with 360-degree vision now. So again, no one is obligated to continue in the pattern and in the modes of behavior for which you have always been known. No one is locked into any kind of set pattern of that kind. At any given moment, you can put your foot down, and I'm speaking from personal experience, you can put your foot down to say, enough, I am no longer going to behave like this. I'm going to put time and effort into becoming an improved version of my old self, because I want to attract to me higher caliber, better quality people in relationships. But it's going to start with you. It has to start with you. These things rarely magically drop into your lap. You have to be the one to want it. You have to set the intention, and you have to put the time and effort into transforming. And how to do that is something that I will discuss in a future video. If you want to know more about me and my work, please visit williamstillman.com. I can be found on Facebook at William Stillman Psychic Medium. And of course, I conduct personal sessions, one-on-one, long distance as well. So looking forward to informing and educating and enlightening and empowering more on this topic in future videos. And I thank you for watching.